And we're back, guys. Welcome to the fastest minute in tennis. This video is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use, the Fair Dealing, and we're also covered under the Digital Millennium Act. I'm your host, Good Energy. I give you the rundown on tennis coverage every day. Rancer Roos taking on Anna Bogdan. Listen, guys, U.S. Open, New York City, day one. If you can win here, you can win anywhere. This is where big dreams are made of. Rancer Roos, one of the best clay players you've probably never heard of, taking on Anna Bogdan. Listen, guys, Sakari had to bow out of the U.S. Open. Once again, she does not make it past the first round here in New York. But she said on days she drank 6 espressos. Listen, if Sakari drinks 6 espressos, I think Arantxa Rus might drink 10. And she gets the job done, backed by winning 70% of her first serves, 5 aces, 4 for 10 on breakpoint opportunities, and that left forehand down the line is a cannon. She gets the victory, ladies and gentlemen. What about McCartney Kessler, fresh off of that Cleveland, her maiden tour championship? Welcome to the big stage, young lady. She's arrived in New York. Unfortunately, she had to take on Marta Kostyuk from the hard-hitting Ukraine. Marta would win 87% of her first serves, 4 for 9 on breakpoint opportunities, despite the 6 double faults to lime green dress looking like Alicia Parks. I like it. That's very stylish. Marta Kostyuk is through to the next round. Magdalena taking on Jovic, the qualifier. Listen, guys, Magdalena she's just seemed out of it. What is going on with Lynette, ladies and gentlemen? Taking on the qualifier, who barely won 69% of her first serves, 64% of her second serves, but she would force Lynette into 29 unforced errors. Are you crazy, man? What about Anna Blinkova, guys? Now, I say it all the time. She's one of the best shot makers on tour. She is highly skilled. But this is the part of the video where I have to criticize. I say it all the time. I think she's going to go as far as her stamina and her conditioning will take her. And unfortunately, she's taking on Emma Navarro, who's always in shape. What about 84% of her first serves won? 6 for 10 on breakpoint opportunities. It looked like she had about 12 aces, ladies and gentlemen. Is she on a collision course with Coco Gauff, like 2 subway trains on the New York rail colliding together? That's going to be an explosion, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you, if she happens to meet Coco, I think Coco's going to beat Emma Navarro. Emma Navarro advances to the next round by Barbora Krejčíková, guys. One of the classiest ladies you'll ever meet on tour, and one of the few ladies on tour that can match Iga Swiatek. Yes, that's right, guys. She can match all the little things that Iga does, and she can get under her skin and actually beat her. One of the few ladies on tour, actually maybe the only lady on tour, head-to-head that has won more service games when facing Iga Swiatek. Barbora Krejčíková is big time. Put some respect on her name. Despite the 4 double faults, 71% of her first serves, she would win 5 out of 13 breakpoint opportunities. And Barbora Krejčíková takes the young Spaniard to school, ladies and gentlemen. She's due to the next round. Clara Burel, the French woman, bonjour, comment allez-vous, taking on Sloane Stephens, Arthur Ashe Stadium, the largest indoor tennis arena in the world. It's historic. Guys, have you ever seen Nadal, Novak, Serena Williams, Coco play on Arthur Ashe? The magic ons Iga. If you've never watched a big time match on Arthur Ashe, you have to get there. Now, Sloane Stephens would come out and dish out a bagel to Clara Burel, and it seemed like this match would end pretty darn quickly as Sloane was firing on all cylinders, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to come back to that match. We'll pick up there in a minute. Big Foe wearing the purple. They're going to be talking about him tomorrow. He advances to the next round. What about Chloe Paquette, the other French woman, bonjour, comment allez-vous, taking on the Brit, Harriet Dart. Now, Harriet Dart, guys, I say it all the time. You never know when it all comes together, ladies and gentlemen. Harriet Dart would literally get the job done, just converting 6 on 8 breakpoint opportunities, winning nearly 86% of Paquette's second serve, 47% of the first serve. And it seems like Harriet Dart in that back end, wherever she wanted to go with it, was a winner. How about Gabriela Elena Russe taking on Julia Grabber? Now listen, guys, 2 ladies here that I support all the time. But despite the 6 double faults, Gabriela won 80% of her first serves, and she's through to the next round. Congratulations. She came through qualifiers. That's 4 in a row in New York for her. But Ekaterina, guys, she would blast 7 aces and win 75% of her first serves. Lulu Sun Fu taking on Bronzetti. She could not go the distance, a little bit drained coming from Monterey. And she would have to tap out after the first set 6-3. Bronzetti, ciao bella. She's victorious. She advances to the next round. And ladies and gentlemen, what about Vika? Vika put on a double fault clinic. How about 10 double faults, but 7 out of 14 on breakpoint opportunities bailed her out as she would force a third set and get the dub. And back to Sloane Stephens, ladies and gentlemen. Sloane would lose 47% of her first serves, nearly 50% of her second serves, 5 double faults. As the French woman, her numbers weren't any better. Only 56% of her first serves, 69% of her second serves, but 8 for 11 on breakpoint opportunities. And I say it all the time. Look, I've said this for the last couple of years. Clara Buell, she's a walking round of 32 in the U.S. Open. She's guaranteed to make it to at least the round of 32. But listen, she wants to go to the short ball. And Sloane got a little too comfortable after the first set. I tell you all the time, the French woman, if tennis were categorized in weight divisions, Clara Buell would be the undisputed champion of the world. That's right, guys. She goes to the drop shot. She has variety. I say it all. I've been saying this for years. Clara Buell, and I said, look, she's going to have a breakout year. She has to use her brains, her intelligence, because she's undersized, and she's an inspiration for all ladies all over the world, all the young girls, all the young tennis players that want to be a professional. Look at Clara Buell. Look how she goes toe to toe. Just don't put Sabalenka in her draw again, please. I'm so tired of the matchmakers putting Sabalenka, ruining this young lady's dreams. But Sloane Stephens, can we say she choked? I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, but she did not get the job done after a bagel in the first set. It seemed like Clara Buell started. Sloane had a chance to serve this match out, up 5-4. What more can you ask for on Arthur Ashe? The opportunity to serve out a match, and she would blow it, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Clara Buell broke back. That's right. And she would go on hold, and that's a Jordan fist pump, and she would break Sloane in front of this New York City crowd, and they were stunned. How'd she do it? Again, she went to the short ball, and Sloane could not get up to the net to cover that ball. She couldn't cover the short ball, so congratulations to Clara Buell. Sloane, I don't know. This is one of those losses where, Zachary said it best. Losses like this make you want to think about retirement. This is going to be a very tough loss for Sloane because, I mean, is she going to China? I mean, I would imagine she is, but easy point she blew, easy game check she blew, and congratulations to Claire Buell. Let's talk about some of the matches for round two, guys. I'm going to give you a sneak peek at what's to come as Claire Buell has that huge smile on her face. Congratulations, young lady. Donna Vekic, she's going to take on Greet Minen. Now, listen, guys. They played earlier this year and Greet won. Greet has a good style for grass, right? She's very versatile, but I'm going to take Donna Vekic on hard with that backhand. I don't think Greet's going to be able to compete with that. Barbara Krejčíková, she's going to take on Gabriela Elena. She owns a head-to-head 2-love. I do like Barbara to defeat Gabriela in that matchup as well. Taylor Townsend comes through. She's going to take on Paula Badosa. They played earlier this year at the Australian Open where Badosa beat Townsend. I think Badosa's in great form. I think she also beats Townsend again. Azarenka, she's going to take on Claire Buell. Now, remember, guys, they played in Brisbane, and I told you Burel should cover the spread. She did not. Vika destroyed her. Watch out, guys. I think if Burel gets the drop shot again. Now, Sloane lost this matchup, but if Sloane would have won, I don't think she would have got past Vika anyways. They love to put Sloane and Vika together like this is 2016 Miami. It's not, matchmakers. We're tired of you putting Vika in Sloane's draw. That needs to stop. Like, this isn't 2016 Miami where they're having these vintage matches, okay? But I think Burel might do something here against Vika. Watch out for that. Diane Perry, the French woman, she's going to take on Yafan Wong. Zachary retired. I like Perry to get past Wong. That's going to be a good match. So Emma Navarro takes on Arantxa Rus. Navarro owns a head-to-head on clay, believe it or not, but if Roos comes out with that forehand, that could be a very interesting match. Harriet Dot, the Brit's going to take on Marta. I think Marta gets past Dart. She should. Svitolina, she's going to take on Angelina Kalinina. Svitolina owns a head-to-head 2-love. I think Svitolina should win that matchup. Angelina, I don't think is healthy anyway. Who else? What other matches we got? I don't know. Coco. She's gonna take on, who does Coco play? I don't know. Who does Coco play? She plays Tatiana Maria. That's right. Solana lost, so she's gonna take on Tatiana Maria. I could see Coco getting a bagel in one of those sets, maybe a couple breadsticks. I think she's gonna have fun with Maria. Listen, guys, I kind of thought as a number 3 seed to get the 66th ranked player in the world. I don't know. I mean, you look at Sabalenka and she seems like she's always getting these qualifiers. I don't know what's going on with these draws, but nonetheless, I think Coco's going to beat Maria. She'll make it to the third round. Queen wins. She's going to take on Big Sister Andreva. That's going to be a good match. I wouldn't sleep on Big Sister Andreva. She's the baseliner. She likes the fast, deep ball. So does Queen Win. That's going to be a good match to watch. Queen Win should win, but you never know there. Who else? What other matches we got coming up? Peyton Stearns. She's going to take on Dasha. Dasha owns the head-to-head 3-1. I like Dasha to defeat Peyton Stearns. Going to be a good match, though. How about Maya Joint taking on Madison Keys? I like Madison Keys to defeat Maya Joint. Isla Tomjanovic taking on Elise Mertens. Isla owns the head-to-head 2-1. I do like Isla to defeat Elise Mertens in the next round. And Ekaterina. She's going to take on the qualifier Jovic. I like Ekaterina to win that matchup there. And Bronzetti, she's going to take on either Priscilla Hahn or Sabalenka. I do think Sabalenka defeats Priscilla Hahn. Priscilla Hahn, look, I've told you, she's someone, she plays a lot of ITF matches. You want to watch out for her because she has the skills to pay the bills, but she doesn't have the power to really compete with Sabalenka. So that's going to be a tough match for her, guys. But nonetheless, I'm your host, Good Energy. Like the video, show some love. And do we want to talk about Coco a little bit? Why not? Let's talk about Coco. Now, listen, guys. I did the pathway for Coco to defend her championship. I think Coco looked amazing today. I think just the maturity. Every time she had a breakpoint situation where she was up against the wall, she calmly stepped to the line and blasted an ace or a very powerful first serve. Her mental focus today is what we've been wanting to see for a while. And after a while, look, criticism is good. You can't just have, positive feedback all the time. Sometimes you need negative reinforcement and you need to really just take a look at what you're doing wrong. And maybe there's some truth to it. A lot of times you can find a bit of truth in the criticism to help propel you to the next level. I do think Coco, much like a lot of the other players on tour, just reached a point where it's like, it's redundant. You want that work-life-home balance, and you can't get that with the WTA. The tour is so long and grueling, and I just feel right now a lot of the ladies are frustrated, especially coming back from Paris. Let's consider that the 5th Grand Slam. Look, only 3 ladies won a medal. Only 1 lady won the gold. Everyone thought Iga would win the gold. Even Iga, you could tell, was a little bit drained. And the reality here is coming back not winning anything, any medal, that could take its toll on you. And I do feel also when you're having to defend so many points and keep your rankings, Coco said in the interview today, it is what it is. Now, I don't necessarily like that type of attitude, but I can understand the demeanor and like doing my best, and I can live with that. Whatever happens, if I do my best, I can live with that. But I don't like really the demeanor. It is what it is. I don't necessarily like that demeanor because you're a professional. This is your job. Give your all, and you can live with that as long as you play your all. But we felt that she hasn't been playing her all. Why? Because the season's too long and people get bored. And Iga's fiance said it best. Look, I'm not going to have my best form all year long. I try to have it at least 5 times out of the year. And I think that speaks well for a lot of the players and what they're going through. Sabalenka made some good statements. Sabalenka said she should have took time off after losing her ex-fiance. I think she should have. She was actually criticized by people for not taking time off. I thought that was pretty sleazy, right? Some people, when they go through tragedy, everyone mourns and grieves differently. And I would think, just my opinion, if you're a professional, you play a sport, that's probably the easiest way to get back to some type of normalcy, right? Is playing the sport you love. So I don't think she did anything wrong by not taking a break, but she felt she probably should have. But nonetheless, guys, that's what we got here. Stay tuned for more tennis coverage tomorrow. Like the video, show some love, guys. This is the fastest minute in tennis. We'll be right back.